Margaret Ellis had lived in the same small white house for 38 years. Every flower in her garden had been planted with her late husband, Daniel. Just 3 months after losing him to cancer, she was still learning how to face each morning alone. But someone in the neighborhood had other plans. The president of the HOA, Linda Harper, believed the property lowered home values. She wanted Margaret gone. Instead of offering compassion, Linda filed one complaint after another, claiming the lawn was neglected, the paint was faded, and the mailbox violated community rules. One quiet Tuesday morning, code enforcement trucks pulled into Margaret's driveway. Neighbors watched from their windows as inspectors measured her fence, photographed her porch, and placed bright orange notices on her front door. Margaret stood on the porch with tears in her eyes, clutching the sweater her husband used to wear. "I just buried my husband," she whispered. "Please, I haven't even had time to grieve." The inspectors showed sympathy, but they explained they had received multiple urgent complaints demanding immediate action. Something didn't seem right. One inspector noticed that every complaint had been submitted within minutes of each other, using different names but the same computer address. He quietly reported his findings to his supervisor. The county launched a deeper investigation. Within hours, investigators uncovered security footage showing Linda placing fake violation evidence around Margaret's property before secretly photographing it. They also discovered forged complaints, altered documents, and emails revealing Linda's plan to pressure the widow into selling her home below market value. That afternoon, sheriff's deputies returned to the neighborhood. Everyone expected Margaret to be forced out. Instead, they walked straight past her house and stopped in front of Linda's. As confused neighbors gathered outside, deputies placed Linda in handcuffs on charges related to fraud, filing false reports, and evidence tampering. The woman who had tried to weaponize the system against a grieving widow was now being led away by the very authorities she had repeatedly called. Margaret didn't celebrate. She simply sat on her porch, looked at the garden she and Daniel had built together, and quietly smiled for the first time in months. The neighborhood finally understood that rules exist to protect people, not to bully them. Power without compassion eventually destroys itself, but truth has a way of arriving exactly when it's needed most. Sometimes the strongest person on the street isn't the loudest voice in the HOA meeting. It's the grieving widow who refuses to surrender the home filled with the memories of the person she loved most.